control as per the norm.
The only thing that came out of that poorly for me was I forgot to get my gas on time. Right now you can see I'm leaving my SCV down because I'm not sure. I wanted to see if he was 6-pulling me.
Right.
And I can build my wall real quick if I needed to.
This better be good.
But we see that's not the case, and so I take it you're going to just proceed with your plan?
Yep.
Now, if you're going to go Banshee, aren't you going to need second gas?
Yeah, but you usually don't take it until after the factory.
Gotcha.
Gangway, coming through.
Additional supply depots required.
What's up with this this wall in? This is what you've been favoring on every ramped map that I've seen so far. Why do you like to wall this way?
The main reason is because it's less vulnerable to Baneling Bus, because there's only one supply depot and that choke is fairly small. And also if they bust through the middle, then you can spread your Marines on both sides of the bunker, or on the two barracks or whatever the other buildings are, and it's pretty safe.
Cool. Baneling Bust is still something you see at the top level?
Not unless you play Demaga.
Not unless you play I love Demaga. I don't know if you've ever talked to the guy, but he is pretty friendly. We had him on the show, and his parting words for us when I asked him for any last bits of advice were, be sure to exercise. Which is
good advice.
Which is great advice. But not what you would expect of a instructional StarCraft stream.
Ready to raise some hell. SCV ready. Ready to raise some
Now let's talk about this Banshee build. You're committing heavily to doing a lot of damage off of one base. How all in are you? Or is it fair to call this an all in at all?
The main thing is, relative to the build he's doing, I'm not actually doing anything too extreme. I'm gonna cancel these other Hellions. Let me get a.
And it is just one port, so you're not crazy committed. I think another thing that's worth talking about is you're sending your first Banshee out on the map versus waiting until you have 3 or 4. Why is, I guess, my main question.
Cloak is going to be the killer. It's not going to be the number.
Okay.
It's all kind of working out the way I expected it to. After he saw the Hellions, he would go Roaches. That's going to delay his tech. And theoretically, the Banshee will roll in, and he won't have any kind of detection because his tech is so delayed, and then I'll just win.
Makes sense. And one Banshee beats the hell out of one Queen. One Banshee with Cloak beats the hell out of Infinity Queens. He does have that Evo chamber, though.
Yep. Did I start? Yeah, I started my expansion.
So my next question, this attack is not going to kill him. How much damage does it have to do for you to come out ahead?
It's probably already done enough. Oh, right, they burrow faster now. If I killed his natural, I would definitely be very far ahead.
I just want to say thanks, Blizzard. Of all the things that Zerg may or may not need, the Spore Crawler changed. Clearly the most important.
Yep. That's not what I wanted.
Alright, so his layer's done, and he is going to lose this natural. And that puts you in great shape.
I think so. Whoa. Very bad rally point back home with some of my SCVs.
Yeah.
Upgrade.
No, Banshee!
Oh, those spore crawlers.
Yes, he does. So the question I always like to ask of people when they get into positions like this is, what in the world could kill you from here? You've got to feel pretty unstoppable.
Mutas.
And we can see that you're already kind of taking precautions against that with your marine numbers. Are you going to be throwing up any turrets at all?
Complete.
No, I was planning on just trying to kill him.
That works too.
Crap, I just lifted my CC. Hate that.
You say that like it happens all the time.
I mean, it happens every once in a while.
That's funny.
Didn't cloak fast enough.
Go, go, go!
Oh, Hero Queen. Now this is a nasty looking push. I can't see him holding this. But crazier things have happened, I suppose.
I don't know what the hell is going on back home, but I have like the worst rally point on some of my SCVs. It's really confusing me.
Hey, you've played a lot of StarCraft today. Maybe you're finally starting to wear out.
Maybe.
There's the mutas.
Additional supply
Yep.
depots required.
I even forgot to build a...
Are under attack.
I'm in deep!
Wow. Is he going to clean this bush? No way.
Yeah, no, the mutas will come and clean it up.
Armed and ready.
Our forces are under attack.
Ready. Gangway, coming through.
I'm gonna wait until stem and push again.
Chat's hating on you, man. They're calling you lazy because you didn't target banelings with your tanks.
Sorry, guys.
Everybody's a critic.
It's okay.
Go, go, go! SCV ready.
Research complete.
Stem is done.
SCV ready. Ready for dust off.
Any tips for microing baneling splits?
Yeah, play a map called Marine Split Challenge.
Oh my god, QXC Marines are so OP.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Now, one thing that you don't do, or I guess you do sometimes, but you haven't. Well, let me just ask. A lot of Terrans just rally down the map, and you don't seem to do that. You often rally into your natural. Why?
It depends, like, this push wasn't going particularly well. And I also forgot.
Okay.
Go, go, go! Who wants some?
Ready for dust off.
You want a piece of me, boy? Go, go, go! Armed and ready. Who wants some?
Now you made a couple custom maps, didn't you, at some point?
Yeah.
Is that something you still dabble in?
Not recently. I've been really busy with school, and I've only actually been playing again, like as much as I'd like, for about a week. Maybe at some point, but I don't know.
Well, those were some excellent games, man. I really want to thank you for coming on and playing them. Do you have a few minutes to take some questions from your adoring fan base?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, let me just pull them up. Guys, if you have questions for QXC, you can email them to me. Hopefully my mods have been spamming chat with that. As I log into my email, I see that I have quite a few questions for you already. But I'll take more if you got them. Looking for good questions. All right.
All right.
On the first game on Metalopolis. Hold on, let me think back to that.
What game was
I'm
that?
having a hard time recalling what exactly happened.
That was the mega split.
Yeah,
drop.
that's right. That's right. His main question is what cued you to attack, and more specifically, when you're playing against a Zerg opponent, at what point do you say to yourself, "Okay, I need to go do damage"?
Usually, one, if you have good upgrades, like right when 2-2 finishes is a decent time to attack. Once you've got like 5 tanks, good time to attack. Once your main is secured against turrets, good time. In order to cover up an expansion, also a good time.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's a really big one. How important is it that you expand behind attacks?
It's definitely the easiest way to do it. It's hard for someone to punish an expansion when they're on the defensive.
All right. Here's an interesting question, and I think this is especially pertinent to your play because I feel like, and maybe this is just the nature of TvZ. I don't know so well because I am a Zerg player, but I feel like a lot of the time you play a little bit blind, and pro players are able to get away with that because you guys have some sort of uncanny intuition. But this guy wants to know what are some good benchmarks to look for when you're trying to gauge whether or not you're keeping up. How can you know if you're ahead, behind? Any little small things that we can look for?
Number of bases, relative army sizes, relative upgrades, relative tech. Those are probably the simplest ones.
All right. Dear QXC, are ghosts going to become the mainstream unit in TvZ these days?
I think so. I mean, they are for me.
I think they're good, and I think Terran players need to use them more. In the Go For SC2 tournament, you open 2 racks every single game. Number one question is, why did you 2 racks every single game? And another one is, did you learn your lesson about using X mode in IRC?
I learned my lesson about IRC, and I used 2 racks every game because it worked every game. Nobody defended against it well, so just kept doing it.
All right. How did you feel about J Echo's play against 2 racks, and is that what Zerg players should be doing to combat that kind of aggressive opening?
It's definitely a good way. It shuts down 2 racks pretty well. The main question is at what cost?
Yeah.
And I'm not sure it's really. I don't know. I haven't seen the build enough to know how good it really is.
It's hard to say, man. I don't know either. Dear QXC, you're well known for your unit control. What tips do you have aspiring diamond level Terrans like myself to develop better control like yours?
A lot of it has to do with the physical limitations. Like, can you click that quickly and that accurately? For something like that, playing Osu, it's like you click on buttons quickly and accurately. That's definitely a good way to get that going. If there's any micro maps, those usually help. Marine Split Challenge definitely helped me quite a bit. You just have to put your mind to it and really focus on improving that